We're on. We're live.
We are live.
We're back, baby.
Overrated.
Oh, Christ. Kieran.
Closest to the Majiggy.
Yeah, we'll go straight into it because I think this underrated, overrated could get heated. We'll explain the rules now in a minute. As for now, nearest wins.
This is not a maths question. I'm leaving.
Well, it's not maths. So according to Opta, the average time the ball's been in play for the Premier League games this season is a certain amount. So that's obviously when it's not out for Charles and all that sort. So what?
Did you say Octa?
Opta stats do that.
Opta.
So how many minutes and seconds do you think the ball's actually in play in a Premier League game on average?
90. Okay.
On average.
This year or on average?
This was written on the 22nd of October 2022. So I guess it was from the.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait for yours because I have a decent.
So it's just for one game now, yeah? The average for one game.
Yeah, I don't know what way they did it, but say just for an average Premier League game.
Okay,
so,
yeah, super. All right.
And do I guess do the minute? Do you want to do the minutes and seconds?
Yeah, definitely. Do. I don't know. I'm gonna say 61 minutes, 32 seconds.
1 second, let me write that down. Say that again, sorry.
61 minutes.
Yeah.
32 seconds. Don't know why.
Is it Kieran? Yeah, I'm quite. Is it Kieran question?
Yeah, this is how
It's. I see it because isn't that the thing that Newcastle or something kept it to like 55, which is like where I don't know Stoke or something. I don't know if they really. What I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna chime in well here for once and be like, just give my opinion for once as opposed to listen to everyone else. I'm gonna go roughly. No, I'm gonna go 71 and 5 seconds.
Miles off.
We'll see.
What did you say?
You said that to me last time.
50.
These are all miles off it.
59,
30.
42.
That's less than a half.
No way.
That's
Miles off.
What'd you say? 40 what? 42.
Go for it.
Like how many seconds? Gary, Daly,
59, then 30. I think it's definitely 58 or 9.
I ultimately lowballed it because I wanted to be lower than you.
Give the answer.
I went 42.
55, 45.
Yeah, I knew it'd be around.
Did you win?
Yeah. I thought it was.
That's 2 in a row now.
Shit.
I thought it was 59.
Big football brain.
55, 45, is that what it was?
I lost the last one, but
You won the Pele one.
no, I mean like the last. Or who's your man? I was shockingly bad in it.
Oh
I
yeah.
think they're your first 2 points for this one, so now you're back in it.
I don't think I got a point yet, lads.
Don't think so, no.
How far are we into this?
I have either. I'm not a champ.
I think I've
What?
Def
Does
of
he?
4, yeah. I got that double one that one time.
Shit.
And so
And
I
then
have
2 others.
2.
You've got 2. Kinger's got 3, I think.
Have I?
Or 2 maybe, yeah. You're
sure
doing
I
alright,
have
you're doing
one.
alright.
I got zilch, lads.
Yeah. You started the Who's Your Man very well.
Mm.
Who won that?
You did.
Well,
You did.
My
overrated.
Modric gets.
That's why you have the belt, Kinger. Jesus.
Overrated,
I know who's
underrated.
I want to remind the viewers who won it and the listeners. The listeners.
All right, Daddy. Fill us in. What's on Blues
It's
Clues
Morgan's.
today?
This is your. Because
Yeah, baby.
you're setting the rules for this.
Yeah, I think we should all kind of communally set the rules for this. So we're going to do underrated, overrated. We're going to go one for one. And it can be anything. Okay? Anything you want to throw in the mix, go for it. All right? We'll go one for one. And I think what we should do is come to an agreed underrated or overrated, no properly rated. So it's one or it's the other. You might think one of the, but we need to come to a majority rules.
Okay, so can we only move on if everybody agrees?
Yes.
So we can't agree to disagree. So we need to debate each
Well,
other as
if
to
there's
why.
if there's a 3-2-1,
Yeah.
we move on. So
Okay,
majority
so
rules.
if it's a 2-2 split, the 2 fight against the 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, that's cool. That's badass. That's badass, man.
Okay. Are we gonna go in for it? Do you want to go first?
Yeah, that's good.
Iced tea. Criminally underrated.
It's not
I was gonna come in and go straight. I was gonna go for it. Although I like the taste of it, but
Criminally
I like that. I
underrated
didn't
on a
rate
sunny
it.
day.
So it's underrated.
okay. Sorry, we also need to clarify this. I think we can give our own opinion on it, but we need to go on an overall spectrum. So what we think the majority would be saying. Do you know what I mean? So I might hate something.
I think it should be our view.
Oh yeah, that's
Okay,
that's
right,
actually
fair
smart to
enough.
clarify. Yeah.
I think it should be my view.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
again, that's just kind of Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because if I'm gonna argue, I'm gonna argue for me. I'm
Yeah.
gonna
No,
argue
that's
for it.
okay.
Yeah, okay.
But some
So
of them are
argue then.
debatable.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go with our view.
Well, what do you think? You're the person that put the
Criminally underrated.
criminally underrated. I would say overrated.
I think I'd say overrated as well.
Oh, I'd go under it, to be honest.
All right, let's debate it.
You said it was nice,
Yeah.
but then you wouldn't buy it again.
Yeah.
So you're underrating it.
What?
What?
Fact.
I
There you
said
go.
it again.
Fact.
So you said you did like it.
Yeah, I like the taste of it, but I'd never have it. Like,
So you're underrating it then.
Did that make sense to you the second time?
Yeah, it did.
That makes
I
sense.
kind
to
of,
me.
I know where you're
bending
coming
words there.
from. Yeah, but
Define underrated.
Something that you're undervaluing. You said it's nice, it's good,
Yeah.
like, but you wouldn't get it again. You're underrating it. I'm just gonna keep saying it quick, so it sounds.
I know what it means.
I know where you're coming from. I know exactly where you're coming from.
It is.
I actually don't at all. But I no. I see. My thing is, I don't deal. The only 2 times I've dealt with iced tea, or 3 times, was here on the podcast. The second one,
lovely
here on the podcast, and the third one was everyone else saying how class iced tea is. When it's like it's alright.
Was the experience underwhelming or was it not?
It was grand.
So then you're underrating it.
Ah, Dick. I'm still saying overrated. Like,
But I don't think it's rated. I don't think it's a rated drink.
oh,
So
of
I
course
That's
know.
what I mean. So it's underrated. Then.
Yeah, that's why I have it.
That's what I'm
underrated.
thinking.
That's my opinion.
Oh,
But see,
I
I'm
get
go-
you. I get you. I think it's overrated because I think
I think
all
going
I'm hearing is it's people like who love like corner store bookshops. You know,
Thanks.
hear me out here. It's people drink iced tea for the image. You know, they go to the corner
There
bookshop
is
rather than
that,
going to
yeah.
a book
There is
depository.
I think that's where I'm coming from.
You know what I mean?
See that when you were saying about
People
you're
drink
making your
iced
own
tea
opinion,
'cause they
I'm
want
going
to
off the
do it.
masses.
Anybody like that who drinks iced tea?
You know, I think we're stereotyping that from like movies and all, but I know where you're coming from.
Do you?
Yeah, I think
like
so.
like what's that film? Bleeding with Elizabeth. What's your one? The old author who Pride and Prejudice. I guarantee they drink iced tea.
We are never gonna get past
Oh.
Overrated, boys.
No, underrated.
Right, well,
I don't
If it was
see-
overrated, though, loads of people would drink
Exactly.
it.
It's something that everyone
But
drinks.
I
and
think
then
loads of
it's-
people
until
do.
gets
I
over
really
it.
like it.
I don't think anybody really
I
drinks
don't.
it.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Not in Ireland, I don't think. I do
Okay,
think it
maybe
is.
I'm okay. I'll join the dark side then.
In
But
my head, the
I-
user is severely misunderstanding what overrating and underrating.
I would
something
say,
is to
yeah.
me.
I think
no,
so.
but my thing is, I think to the masses, everyone will be like, iced tea's class.
I don't think so. Because
So that's why I'm thinking it's overrated, because like, is it though?
I don't
I
think
don't know
anyone
anyone that
drinks it.
thinks iced tea is
Yeah.
class. other
Really,
than
I
you.
know.
I
a
do,
few now.
but I'd say it's not in any shops. Like you never get in most shops don't sell it, so surely that's a you have to factor that in. Like it's not sold like Coke would be or Fanta.
Yeah.
Gary,
Yeah.
I see. No, do you know what? For the purpose of debate and democracy, I will move to the underrated side purely because the taste is
Spectacular.
very nice. It is,
Especially on a sunny day.
I mean, in that case, there is arguments for both. My gut says overrated, but for the point of moving on, I'm going to say underrated.
I'll take 3-1 because I would have moved because I know where you're coming from. But I'm going to stay with
bullied
him.
into it. Let's go.
Is
Okay.
my go?
Yeah,
you
go on.
iPhones.
Still, because we can't go properly rated, I'm still going to say
you can't
probably minorly underrated.
Yeah, it's annoying. I would say properly right, but we can't. Oh, because they're expensive as well, like new.
You're still going to get
It's the one thing you use every single day, though.
I
Your return on
I do
investment
it
is
because
huge.
of convenience of having it all the same. It's so much easier to transfer things and all.
Yeah.
But it's infuriating that some of the things about it as well. Or about the...
Do you ever deal with an Android?
Yeah, they are... Actually, I'm going to say underrated. When
Yeah.
you go from a Mac laptop...
They
do you
bite back.
You said iPhones though, but yeah,
Yeah,
I'm going to go.
iPhones.
I'm going to underrated.
When I think of Android, I think clunky,
Yeah.
mechanical. When I think iPhone, I think smooth,
Yeah, they're quick.
elegant, aerodynamic. A to B,
B to C.
no fuzz in between.
Yeah, amen.
Yeah, no, I
well
agree.
said. Well
I
said.
think that's that.
Yeah.
well said.
Thanks, lads.
Do you have an iPhone, King?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think
Did you fix it?
No.
I think underrated on the basis that it is literally the single piece of technology that has changed like our generation.
Revolutionary. And still, I know they
I
barely
don't like
upgrade
some
and
of the
all.
stuff they do, like
Yeah,
like,
but you know,
the way they make the...
iPhone's very
Or
minimally
like,
better.
remember they made only one thing,
Yeah.
so you had to get an adapter to use the
That's
earphone.
clever though.
Like,
I kind of rate that, but
it's
I
not
also
clever,
it's frustrating
it's
as a
being
yeah, it's
being a
frustrating consumer.
You're
Is that being
shifting-
clever?
But it makes a lot
you're,
of sense.
You're shifting to Apple there rather than the iPhone. I'm so
That's
thinking it's
yeah,
good for the
yeah,
That is
that's,
true.
iPhone.
That
that's
is
what
true.
I
That
mean.
is
Like,
true.
The iPhone is an underrated
I'd say
product.
underrated. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Also, yeah, like you said, the generational kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay on the trend and say iPads.
Overrated.
Overrated, yeah.
Overrated, yeah, overrated.
Overrated.
I think the most unnecessary technological
Just a-
item in the world.
Yeah, they're class if you have one. They're handy,
Yeah.
but I'm not gonna get it.
I want one,
The
but I
one,
don't have
the
one.
one time I like,
But I do want one.
I got one years ago.
Gary, you were. I thought you were iPad in.
Yeah.
You were.
No. I get what Kinger means. Like, I wouldn't really go out and, like, the only reason I really use it coaching wise with the team I work with is that I can have it out in my bag, and if it really got damaged, it wouldn't bother me that much. Like, I wouldn't bring my laptop.
Slightly
pitch
bigger
size.
screen as well.
That's I mean, and it's bigger than a phone. So if you're showing somebody a clip, like it's bigger. But like, that's
Yeah, you
one
can't bring a
niche.
laptop.
Yeah,
No,
Bring it up.
that's the only real use I have for it.
Yeah. I didn't have an iPhone. I had an iPad originally, and that was the first. I reckon I was in the first like 100,000 users of Snapchat. I'd say because I was in the beta app when I first got it, and it was on the iPad.
Man's
I
got
kind of
wrist.
want
that,
an iPad now.
Man's got
Talking about
wrist
an
fin.
iPad, like I actually kind of want one. Thinking like,
So what's very
even
nice
for
about the
movies, you know,
iPad.
if you're in bed watching a movie,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Factorial.
Oh.
Yeah, no, Factorial. So what's very nice about iPads, the noise of your finger sitting at the
Yeah.
dum, dum,
I still say
love.
overrated though. I
but
still
I think for
wouldn't.
texting, Snapchat, WhatsApp, all that, it's
No, they're too big.
No, bleh. this is back in the day, Kinger. You were only a wee book. You were only a wee book when
Yeah.
I was. You were
Yeah,
single
yeah.
digits when I had this
Yeah.
thing.
But Netflix,
YouTube is great on it.
Also on
wow.
airplanes and all, it's handy because it's like not as big, but it's
wow.
bigger than a phone.
These are all minor things, though.
Underrated though. I think that brings.
These
it
are all
into
minor
underrated.
things,
Yeah.
though. Really think about it. If you're going to get an iPad, how often are you going to bed and watching a movie? Honestly.
No, come here, right? Actually, a big curveball here.
I just watch it on
Nearly
my TV. It was like
Exactly.
yeah,
every
that's what I'm
kid on
saying.
the planet nearly has an iPad. Like even like our nieces and nephews, all of they
A version of it.
iPad is yeah. Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
if we
a
were
good point.
It's not an
parents-
iPad.
If we were
It's never an
parents-
iPad.
They're tablets.
They're tablets specifically made for kids.
That's
Whole
because that
story.
iPad was the first tablet, really.
Yeah,
Also,
fair,
they use them in schools. You should look at education.
I don't
maybe.
mind saying tablets over like not iPads. Just
Oh,
tablets.
now you're. I would say
So you're on the tablet fence now.
That's what I meant.
because the point knowledge made for education, all that kind of
yeah.
good.
And also, if we were parents and our kids were wrecking our heads, if you give them the iPad, you get peace. You know what I mean?
That's a cheap way out,
It
King.
is a cheap way out, but they would say underrated because they can.
No, if you put a gun to my head now, tablets are overrated.
I'd say underrated if it's tablets.
I'd still go overrated because if we're going off Kinger's basis of my opinion, if
Yeah.
I want to watch something, that's the only thing I'll do on the iPad. I'll watch it on my phone or I'll watch it on the telly. I don't want something in between.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amen.
you can get by with the
Yeah.
laptop.
Amen.
I'll go overrated.
All
Aye,
right,
true
great.
to
Well,
one.
right. I'll go over it. That's that.
Right. The gym.
Underrated.
Going to the gym.
Yeah. Although you can get the extras benefits from other places, so that's kind of. But it's my personal opinion, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Can you? You can do a lot. But you got to shift that weight, baby. Shift that weight. A to B.
What did you said over it?
I said underrated.
Did you say over or you did?
I haven't decided yet.
What did you say, Morgan?
I think I'm going to go underrated.
Yeah,
I think I'm going to go underrated. There's a lot of things to take into consideration here, though. It's a mad annoying to drive to a gym. Our gym's yonks away,
Yeah.
which is annoying. But that's the journey. That's not the gym. The gym's good.
Would you say people overrate the power of a gym, as in they go and have like you can have really bad lives? Like say you're drinking and just eat whatever, and they're like, oh, but I go to the gym
Yes.
twice a week, so it's grand.
Yes.
And that's you overrate. That's just
Yeah. So I think a social point of view, yeah, you're probably looking at people scrounging off gyms and stuff like that. But
But that doesn't
I
overrate
think
the
it's-
gym though. I mean,
yeah, I
that-
think the
that's
gym
just-
itself and going to the gym yourself is underrated.
I mean, if you put all your eggs in one basket, one thing that's going to change your life, and you put all your eggs into the gym basket, I'm pretty sure you'll come out the other side better.
Yeah.
But I mean, that my personal opinion is just underrated.
Yeah.
There's so much you can do in the gym, physically and mentally.
Yeah, to put
Yeah,
it in
no, I think it's
underrated.
underrated. No, yeah, I think it's underrated.
Underrated, yeah.
Super. Back
That
to
was a
you,
good
Daly.
one.
Jeez,
Out
back
of the
to me.
box.
I actually haven't been thinking of any in the meantime.
Have you not? You can shift to me. I have.
Yeah, you go. No.
Camera tripods.
Don't use them personally. Overrated in my book. Although they have a place. They're all we're using them right. I'd say
For what they do and how convenient and cheap they are, I'd say probably underrated. You can do a lot with them.
You reckon?
You can do a lot with
I think
them.
they're overrated.
Really?
Yeah, I think my experience with them is that they've got one job to do and they break within 6 months.
So what's your alternative?
What's the alternative? That's the problem. I'm sandboxed in.
Therefore, they would be underrated, I'd say.
Ooh,
Oh,
man.
Uno reverse.
I don't know. My theory is
I actually have one now.
no, they are overrated to me because if you're going to do a job, do it right. And they don't do it right.
What are they doing wrong? I don't.
They
use
break
them.
too easy, in my opinion. Anyway,
We say that we have them around footballs. They get lashed
I
around.
don't care, Morgan. They're not fit for purpose for outdoor adventure. And now maybe because we're not purchasing the correct tripod thing. So
Yeah, but
tripod
if you
companies
build
reach
a
out,
football
I'll
at a
buy off you.
window-
I'll buy off you.
If you boot a football at a window, it breaks. It means it's not fit for purpose.
Oh. That's a good point.
No, I disagree. I think tripods and like the subsections of them, cameras and that whole outdoor scene is like a big part of photography and content capturing. You should have a robust product for the hardier things in life.
I think we're just getting the wrong tripods end it, but yeah, that's fair enough. Fair enough.
And also, don't come out with that shite. If you're in a school and you're protecting your windows, you got bars in front of them.
I'm just saying in general. Not at school.
Overrated. Tripods.
I'd say underrated.
I'd probably say underrated as well, to be honest.
They have one purpose, lads.
But they
How is it
do it.
underrated?
They do it. I think they're all. Every tripod in my view right now is combat. In your opinion,
I disagree, Kinger. There's loads. There's
Are they broke?
101 products.
are any of
That-
them broke?
Okay, what's the alternative to not having a tripod then? Putting a let's say you're just working with a camera or a phone. You need stationary.
Yeah,
The only other option is put it on a table or put it on the ground.
it's underrated. Man.
My opinion, or my argument for why it's overrated is because it's a single-use product, right? There's 101 other single-use products that I have full faith in that will last me or will have duration. But for
Like what?
tripods, I don't have duration for them.
But without
Like
it,
a pint glass, for example, or a sturdy cup.
If this was in the studio the whole time, it wouldn't be.
It wouldn't break once.
No, it brings it everywhere.
A glass and a cup can breaks.
But that's just because of my
Heart
incompetence.
So it's not the same with the tripod.
Oh, God.
It's
yeah.
not the way.
Jeez, yeah.
A
yeah.
tripod doesn't just explode like.
No, I think my glass and pint
Yeah.
glass was a bad example. I'm trying to think of like single-use products. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Tripods just pissed me off. I had a bad relationship with them for 3 years.
Well, we're still 3-1, so
Right.
All right.
right. But yeah.
Board games. Underrated.
oh, so underrated.
Yeah, I'd
Board
say
games are, like,
underrated, yeah.
such good
Say
crack.
they're underrated.
Overrated.
Oh.
Oh, it's when the group of people get together in the bookstore with iced tea and then they play board games. Cool.
I love board games, but I mean, do we ever finish them? I don't think so.
I was going to say.
Depends on what
Right,
one, but
okay.
yeah.
Can I hop in then? And just to add to this. Monopoly.
I finished Monopoly.
Overrated.
Yes.
No.
Like, it is great crack, but it is.
It is overrated.
It's very tough to finish a game.
It's a tough game to play. I don't want to be in jail. I don't want to be buying mortgages. I just want to play a game and finish it.
On the board game section, right? About like it, board games in general, I'm gonna say overrated because of my experiences with them. But like, if you're playing Twister, Twister's that's just win-win. Everyone knows how to play. My biggest problem with games, right? Remember, I went to your gaff there a few weeks ago. And we played we played Uno for the first time. You spend the first 45 minutes trying to get used to it.
Yeah.
You play about 4 games. Everyone's bored
And you
after,
just
and then
bin
you just end.
I thought that was
There's no
lethal.
winner. There's no loser.
I thought Uno was great crack.
It was great. I'm not disputing it was great crack.
The
I'm
people are
disputing
good
the
crack,
board
though.
game. Yeah, exactly. The process is fun. The board game is annoying.
I think the
Really?
actual product of board games, I think some of them are measly.
Drafts. I love drafts.
Yeah.
If I was good at chess, I'd be
Yeah, like
But
that's
I
the main I
think
like.
chess.
I
is
really
the
respect
place in the
chess,
world.
and I really respect those strategy board games.
What other
Look, I'm
board
counting like
games are there?
Twister as a board. I'm games.
I wouldn't
like,
count that as a board game.
Well, okay, I'm like games night, like all the stuff you do in games.
Like
nights.
articulates a board game.
Yeah. Heads up, like I know it's on.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Okay, yeah.
I can't remember last time I had a board games night and like or board games, played board games or whatever, and like had a bad.
Yeah,
bad
fair
crack.
enough.
Yeah,
You know
I
what?
think there's such a
Underrated.
place in
It's very,
I
it's
went
very
straight
important
to
who
the-
you play with, though.
Playing Twister with Morgan's great crack.
But he's talking about the board game, like the games, not the experience. The games, no?
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, you know what? You convinced me. Underrated.
I think for if you took taking the whole thing into account with the
I agree
experience
with
and
you on
all,
Monopoly though. It is
Monopoly's
overrated.
pox. I'm
But
sorry.
I do like it. But
The concept is great. The execution, I'm not doing it.
I actually had one when I was a kid called, was it Payday? And the idea was to waste all your money.
Easy.
Yeah, you think that, and then you go into these things, and you keep winning the lotto and all it's gas. So you literally there was a casino and all in the game. It was mad.
So
You used to be trying to waste
counterintuitive.
all your money, and then you'd land on one of them random chance cards, random golden jail. It's like you just won the lotto, you've 10 million, and you're like, no. That's a mad concept.
That's crazy. Like a parallel universe.
Yeah, I think it was Payday. Is what it was called.
It's gas.
Cool crack. Yeah.
Things your go, Kinger.
George Foreman's.
Overrated. Just use an oven grill, and if you want to make something else, just well, I'm not making much stuff on the grill.
I'm gonna say
Once you earn
overrated,
an air
purely 'cause
fryer
I
and
never
all,
really
like,
use
I know
them.
it's not the same, but
Really?
yeah, convenience. I know,
Convenience is
I know. But I very rarely grill things. Number one, and number two, if I want something quick, I'm putting it in the air fryer. Air fryer is much.
I think
better.
air fryers kind of destroyed George Foreman's now.
I don't use my air fryer.
I know it's
ever.
different because you're grilling
George
it.
Foreman's
George
are
Foreman's is
late
for sambos.
What are you
yeah,
grilling? What are you
for-
grilling?
Sambo in an air
For
fryer.
a sambo, like a
Sambo.
toasty. That's
I
what I was
would
thinking.
make too many
You
sambos.
don't make toasties?
Not really, no.
Do you make toasties?
I like them, but I wouldn't make them.
I wouldn't be a mad
Wow,
bread
you don't
head.
make toasties either?
I would have been with you, but I'm not mad. I don't really have bread that much
You
anymore.
were a big George Foreman. man
That's
back in
yeah,
the
I
day.
would have been like yeah.
Wow.
What
You
else
make
did
toasties
What
now,
else did
you're
you
a-
make?
Yeah, no, but you could make one in it. There's ways to do that in an air fryer, but it's more like, say, sausages. You can cook it in both, but I think the different, like it's grilled and it's just a different type of
I'm
cooking. I'm
purely
not saying you
thinking
can't do it.
toasties.
Yeah, that's what I'm
all
thinking
that's
as well.
coming to my
It's
mind.
good in an office as well because you can cook everything on it.
I used
Burgers
to-
and
there
all,
used to
like,
be-
Yeah.
like burgers more before air fryers. I don't know.
Anything
No,
in an
actually,
air
no,
fryer.
no.
though.
I'm gonna put a curveball. We use the George Foreman actually where Gary works and cleaning it. Yeah, I agree with that. What a nightmare!
Oh, it's a pain.
It's
yeah.
overrated, Kinger.
No, just
Air
clean it
fryers
when
are
you
much
use it.
easier.
If you let it to go, obviously it becomes a nightmare. But just use it and then clean it straight after.
Nah.
People aren't gonna do
But
that.
in
though.
my here's one right. In my secondary skill, you know the way everyone brings in sambos to skill.
Yeah.
They had a George Foreman in my secondary skill,
That's
and there was a
very
queue
cool.
for the George Foreman, and it made my sambo so much better. So for that
That's a
reason,
good experience,
they
though,
hold
yeah.
a special place in my heart. And
That's
I
fair.
still George Foreman to
It's
this
fit
day.
for purpose, but again, I'm just thinking like air fryers just came in and wiped the whole George Foreman aspect out of the equation.
Yeah, I don't use air fryers, so I'm personally George Foreman.
Yeah, I
man,
don't know.
but-
I think people still love a George, the grease and all. Like, I think it's still a market there.
Yeah, potentially.
Because an air fryer will never cook like a rasher or sausage the same way.
I'd heavily disagree.
For sausages, yeah.
Sausages are top.
Rashers going this. They crumple up.
They're kind of like that's so.
They do.
On a grill, it's the same though for me. They crumple up on a grill.
Yeah,
They do.
An oily pan
They
is
do.
the best for rashers.
Yeah.
The best thing is actually on a bleeding panner.
That's exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
No, sorry, you
It's
said
an oily pan.
Sorry.
More because I know I pan it.
I was literally looking into Daly's eyes. I didn't hear it.
But surely when the George Foreman came out, it would say like a single person, so they're not heating up the oven to cook like 3 sausages. That you can just turn it on and do it quick. Like that's what it's for. Like more rather than like. Because you have like an
1990s
oven and all at
product is
home,
what it
like
is.
as do I. But like if you're living somewhere where you don't, maybe that's where you need to see the benefit.
Yeah, efficiency. But again,
I wonder
an
what
air
cooks
fryer.
it quicker, a George or an air fryer? Surely it's an air fryer, is it?
A George is like that for the toasty. A George is like
Problem
that.
is, that'd be an interesting race, wouldn't it? From the moment they're turned on and heated, which cooks like a sausage quicker?
Brainiac. King, my biggest problem with George Foreman. Well, no, not my biggest problem. If it was fit for purpose for like a decade.
Yeah, I just see it as a toasty maker, and it has a purpose in my gaff.
Fair enough. I'm gonna still say overrated.
Yeah.
You're
The
underrated.
clean-
What are you,
the
Morgan?
that it's
cleaning
overrated.
aspect.
I'm gonna
The
say
cleaning
overrated.
aspect.
You make
Say
good
overrated.
arguments, I'll accept your arguments. But
Yeah.
in the King household, it's
I'm
a
going to say
very
overrated.
underrated word.
but Cleaning it is an effort.
Well said.
Cleaning
Well
it is
said.
such a pain.
Okay.
What do you want
It's your
over?
go, Morgan.
He's looking right at me, so I'm going to say Michael Jackson.
I was thinking that earlier today
Oh.
to say that.
Defo underrated.
I'm glad you said
I
that.
was nearly gonna
I'm
go-
glad you said that.
I was nearly going to do it away, boys.
Were you?
Yeah.
I think he's underrated. King of pop, baby.
Yeah, but you have to call the King of something that is underrated.
Still underrated.
I
Still
think, I think he's
underappreciated.
become underrated because he's
Underappreciated.
tarnished.
Like, the other way people go on about the Beatles and all. MJ's.
Yeah. Although I like the Beatles. No, I like the Beatles.
Yeah, but you got to shake anyway.
Yeah, I'll say
Left
anyway.
it there.
Underrated.
MJ, come on, the beats. Just gets it, man.
The two boys.
I don't know what this is, but it's something.
You know, underrated.
He's just so oozes class.
Yeah, I'll
Crazy man, but oozes class in his
I
music.
would say like
and
a tad overrated. I would say.
adjustable.
Just a bit.
What's your
I would say
argument
properly rated.
What's your argument for overrated compared to underrated?
You saying because everyone thinks he's lethal?
Is it?
I don't really know. I'm trying to think.
That's the guts telling you.
You
gut
got, are
is
you
telling
saying
me.
you yourself or
would
the
say-
community?
I would say like properly rated, but we can't do that. So I'm gonna go slightly overrated. Just to be I'll take the 3-1 loss.
Oh, it's okay. Okay.
Maybe it's because I wouldn't listen to him a lot. Maybe that's it.
Just oozes class for me.
Yeah, he has it all.
Health was a bit of a dodgy, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Allegedly.
It's 3-1 anyway, so
yeah.
I'm looking at the music, baby.
yeah, the diversity of tunes, voice.
And you can
Use
remix
of
an MJ
instruments.
song. Do you know that? Do you know that's one thing that's really... You can remix an MJ song and it's still lethal. Yeah, that's true. It's a good song,
That's a good
good
point.
artist. Biggie. Great remixes.
Biggie.
Although I actually don't like Biggie too much, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Some good stuff there.
Oh, yeah, some good stuff. Oh, yeah.
I dabbled college with an album or two, like properly,
Yeah.
and really enjoyed it.
Daily.
I can move again, Gary. If you're
yeah,
thinking.
I've got
Uh,
some here.
saxophone.
Underrated.
To listen to.
Underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd say underrated.
I think it's major
Unbel-
underrated. Yeah, I think it's
unbelievable
major
to
underrated.
listen to. Even if you listen to any house tracks or anything like that, it's just always just...
It's the
Cherry
one
on
instrument. That and electric guitar will give me goosebumps.
Like if I seen on a, you know, when you see buskers, if I was to see it,
Yeah,
I'd be way more impressed by
yeah.
that
A sax.
than a guitar or
Yeah.
whatever.
It also sounds better to me.
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Underrated.
I think that's pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Anyone who can play that, beautiful.
Yeah, amen.
Any song with a sax, you're like, ooh.
Star Wars.
Now, for me, my stance is pretty clear. I think it's overrated, but that's just because I don't like it. Doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, same as overrated.
Doesn't do it for me. Are you a Star Wars fan? So you're obviously going to say underrated.
Underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say underrated as well.
I
Yeah,
like Star
dunno.
Wars.
You can try to convince me. Convince him because you're not going to convince me. just, I've watched them, right? I watched 3. So it's not like I'm coming in going,
What tray?
I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I was just like, this is so hard to watch.
It's not though.
I think it is.
Well, you don't like action movies.
Not
don't you?
really, no.
Yeah, well, there.
Hmm.
That says it
Yeah.
all. I like action movies.
Well, I'd see, would you class like, I know they're polar opposites, would you class like the likes of Saving Private Ryan as an action movie?
Yeah.
Love that.
I think so.
Different
yeah.
though.
But it has
Different.
A,
I don't like, I know.
You mean like
It's
really
very
You don't
basic?
sci-fi and very false.
You
You
don't
know?
like a lot of. I was going to say you don't like falseness
You're false, yeah.
in your content, or but at the same time,
Fiction.
like King Kong is fiction,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's not like sci-fi. Maybe sci-fi is the
Dunno,
genre
no,
you don't like.
maybe not even
What about like the
sci-fi.
Maze Runner or like Hunger Games? They be in between both of them.
Yeah, Hunger Games. I haven't seen it in years though. At the time, I would have liked it. Like what I would compare Star Wars to, although it's different, is Lord of the Rings. And I like Lord of the Rings.
Wild's different.
No, but
I
that
don't like
style,
Lord- I'm the
loads
other
of
way around.
movies, big
There's only 3
story.
Lord of the Rings.
How could you?
But you know what I mean? The same
You
fan.
don't like Lord of the Rings, but you like Star
story.
Wars.
I,
find that
I
mad.
never really had a Lord of the Rings era, to be honest. I never
Yeah,
really.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
I'm
be able to
late-
say
I was
I
late
like
on
Patrick
that as
Fiddler
well.
Man in Lord of the Rings. That's
See-
like the only thing I can remember from it. I never got into it.
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I would
Yeah,
say
yeah.
Star Wars is. Well, that was underrated though. It's pretty perfectly rated.
Yeah,
I think to the masses, I'm gonna get hated on for not liking it. Because I'd say,
I don't know.
I'd say 8 and 10
But
people
see,
like
if
it.
everybody think it's good, generally most people would say Star Wars is good. Does that overrate? No, that like underrated.
No, it
doesn't
means it's probably correct.
Yeah.
So, but I just don't.
I disagree. I think where the masses flock typically is where things get overrated. Generally,
Yeah, maybe.
like the masses
But doesn't
aren't
that fight
around Michael
against, like-
Jackson, for example.
They would be. That's what I was going to say.
Are
Isn't
they?
that the
I
whole-
think people just
he's-
kind of
he's the
default like the
king.
king of pop.
I think
Who
he
was
was the king.
listening to a Michael Jackson album from song 1 to 12 properly?
Yeah.
Like me and Morgan
Very true.
have ingested Michael Jackson since we were kids. Like that could go either way. Ingested the music.
Well, we could be cancelled.
No one else got that. Jeez, I
did. I just don't want to say it.
Like, yeah, but isn't that the whole point? You're saying that whether people like probably listen to him or not, they still all would say they love him. Like, so there's not overrate him.
There is arguments for both. That's the whole.
Yeah.
That's the fun thing about overrated, underrated. There really is two sides.
Me,
to the coin.
I don't know. Like,
Is it on Star Wars here or Michael Jackson?
Yeah, Star Wars. I would rewatch Lord of the Rings quicker than I rewatch Star Wars. So I'd probably overrate it then slightly, in my opinion. I do like it though.
You two are.
Yeah,
on
so
the same
now,
boat,
so,
aren't
so
you?
Daly's out.
Oh,
So
Days.
now, so now it's gone as overrated, but
It's alright.
Your goal, Morgan.
I had one.
Is it?
Forgot
It's
about.
No,
It.
sorry.
It was you. Yeah, I haven't thought one. So King, unless you want. one.
Another one.
Oh no, what was
He
yours?
said Lord of the
Star
Rings.
Wars.
Oh,
Star
sorry.
Wars.
Yeah, it is you
Morgan's
then.
go.
Hey,
Yeah,
give
but
you-
Daly was skipped.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
just
were.
can't think of one. And I thought one. I forgot it.
I keep doing that. I've done that a few times.
Yeah.
I want to give a good one now. I'm gonna bring it. Go if you want
want
It could literally be anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say a football one.
Yeah, go.
I'm trying to think of one that's kind of contentious.
Contentious, great word.
Oh, I actually have a football one that's interesting.
Go for it.
Vincent Kompany.
He's not overrated.
I wouldn't
I
say
never
he's,
said he was.
I wouldn't say he's underrated either.
I wouldn't say he's underrated either, but that's just the statement I'm making
I'd
is
say
that he's not overrated.
Slight, tiny bit underrated because it's like the likes of him, Yaya Toure, Aguero, like they were such a key part in like City going from like a Spurs kind of team to a actual elite team because they could have lingered for a while before they won stuff and they kind of were key players and winning.
I think
He's also
influence.
sound.
I think influence. Yes, I think he's a really cool guy, and I actually really like him. I think as a player, he's slightly overrated.
Yeah, I kind of see what you mean.
I don't think
as
he's
in-
at that top level
yeah.
of top level centre half. As a character, yes, 100%. Influence, 100%. As an actual player, he was very good, obviously, but I don't think he's like as good as everyone makes him out to be.
Oh, slightly overrated.
I'm looking as a player though.
Mm.
Just going off what the debate was there, I'd say slightly overrated.
What do you think, Kiga? You definitely love him.
I zoned out. I don't know what we're talking about.
Super. Thanks, Kiga. Right,
You're
next
kidding
week
me.
we're back.
Completely zoned out. I was
You are
just- well,
kidding me.
Yeah, it's completely zoned out.
We need to get a
Completely-
zoom in slowly on Kinger's face there as that
completely
conversation
zoned
goes
out.
on.
That'll be interesting to watch back. I was staying. I don't know what I was staying at.
What?
Completely in it.
Jesus. Oh, okay, I have a tendency to do that a lot, but Jesus, wow. Oh my God.
Vincent Kompany.
Oh yeah, we're still talking.
It was like 30 seconds.
But then it felt like I was on it for longer. Underrated.
Why?
Because he's not overrated.
Fuck you, mate. If you were listening to what we were saying,
Yeah, no.
what we said was, Kinger, Jesus, was that as a character, and Daly made a good point, the transition from City being a mediocre team to a top team, he
Yeah.
was pivotal to that. As a character, as a captain, as a sound guy,
Yeah.
underrated. As a player, slightly overrated.
Nah. Still nah. He's properly rated. If there was one, but yeah, that's why I'm going underrated because he's not properly rated.
Okay, fair enough.
Do we call
Still
that
3-1,
toy,
eh?
No, it's
No,
2-1.
what did you say?
I said it's slightly underrated, although he's properly
I
rated.
don't care enough to keep it a draw. I'd go overrated.
Sound
Get on with it. On company. I don't care enough about company.
Yeah, that's
and
fair
not
enough.
on anything else.
Oh, I thought of one. I'm at the Oh no, I have one. And be interesting because I think he's properly rated, but we'll have to argue.
We'll do
Luka
1,
Modric.
2, 3, 4. Who?
Luka Modric.
Oh!
He's not overrated either.
Ooh!
But is he underrated? Because
Ooh.
everybody says he's lethal.
Ooh!
He's probably properly rated.
Ooh!
I'm going to say slightly overrated on the basis that if I had to pick three midfielders now or 10 years ago, I don't think he'd be in either squad.
On the basis he won a Ballon d'Or, I'd go overrated.
How is that overrated?
Because
Because-
I don't think he deserved it.
Yeah.
Don't think he deserved it.
Yeah,
I think I think it's one of them things. If Croatia don't reach that final, he doesn't win the Ballon d'Or.
Correct.
That's the problem. That's my issue with it. That's my issue with it, though. That doesn't just dictate it.
To a World Cup final.
It doesn't. That shouldn't dictate it, though.
That's literally like an achievement.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a big achievement. It's like when, let's say you take out, like he could have been muck in the first 3 opening games. He plays 4 top games,
Yeah.
and he's all of a sudden the best player in the world.
On the biggest stage.
Yeah, No, the argument's there, but it just doesn't do it for me. I don't like that about the Ballon d'Or.
I think the World
Yeah.
Cup can be a con as well. I think like there's a few lads that
Right, you look at
Con
Messi,
the
right,
World Cup.
this year, obviously. That's not the debate, but you look at the games, yes, he was absolutely tops, right? He was. But let's say he was mediocre in a couple of games, scored a couple of penalties. Is like people would be still like, he has to
Yeah.
win the Ballon d'Or, just based off that. It's like, well, surely Haaland is in a better run at the moment. As a player, as an overall season.
Yeah.
That's what it should be based on.
But it's usually based
That's
on
my
its
issue.
achievement, isn't it?
But individual, that's what freaks me out. It's an individual award based
Yeah.
off team accomplishments. It makes no sense. If you were top and there was a debate and your team won more, I'd be like, okay, whatever.
So like when
take
it was
that.
Ronaldo and Messi,
Take that,
they're
yeah,
both
take that.
tops
That's
and,
okay,
like,
yeah,
whichever
take that,
one kind
take
of
that,
won.
take
yeah.
that. But if it's just based off, his country didn't really expect him to get to the World Cup final, give him the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
Not saying that you didn't have a good year, obviously, but you can't just base it off that. I don't like that.
So you're saying overrated for Modric?
Overrated on the basis that if I was to pick 3 midfielders 10 years ago, I don't think I'd put him in it. And if I had to pick 3 midfielders now, I wouldn't put him in it.
Just who are your 3 midfielders now out of interest?
Like right now.
You'd have to think about them, wouldn't you?
Yeah, who's screaming at me at the moment? I would have Jude Bellingham in it, definitely, just for the longevity parts of it. I would have Jude Bellingham.
What?
Yeah,
How can you
I
put
would.
him in over Modric?
I would have
That's mind-boggling.
Kevin De Bruyne, yeah, and I would have I don't know, Casemiro. There are 3 I'd have in before Modric now.
How can you put in a 19-year-old who was 3
I'd have Jude
years?
Bellingham in now before Modric.
That doesn't make any sense, man. He's like a kid.
You're talking about right now, today. Who would you have in your midfield
You
three?
said if I was to pick 3 midfielders back then or now, as the best players
asked
at
me
that
now.
at that time, yeah.
No, I think you said today, did you?
No, I just meant his 3. The way you said 3, I just
Like
said
in
interest.
Who've had careers.
I think he means
Or do you
right
mean
now.
current ability?
He said like today. That's
Yeah,
not-
well,
my
Modric
thing
was like 40, boys. So what kind of question is that?
But that was my argument. I said 10 years ago or today. He asked me about today. I answered today.
What would you?
I know what you're going on.
That
I
was
know.
baffling. That's
going
baffling
from,
me. I thought we meant like
But
on
right,
their
so let's say
careers.
5 years
No.
ago. So let's say debate's 5 years ago. Jude Bellingham's just fresh out the womb.
Okay, obviously not in there. Casemiro's definitely there, right? As a 6. I would. Oh, I don't know. 5 years. What was 5 years ago? 22.
Iniesta mucking around the place 5 years ago. Was he?
Yeah, he probably was just about done.
Yeah.
So it was like Modric, Kroos, Casemiro, De Bruyne. Can't they?
Can't do it in top 10. Xavi and Iniesta, they were gone, weren't they? Pretty much by the end of then.
Oh, I don't know, man. I just think people put Modric in the debate because of Real Madrid. If I'm being honest with you, sometimes I love Modric. I'm just saying this is my own opinion. I just think he's slightly overrated.
Isn't that funny though with Casemiro, how outstanding he looks this year, and he was dwarfed technically in that team because of Modric.
I loved Casemiro at Real Madrid though.
But I mean, everyone's like,
Always
"Oh,
did.
look how good of a player he is now." But that shows when he was in a team with Modric, he was dwarfed.
Oh, I know.
I
So I
think,
think
I think he
that-
was more of a role player in Real at that time. A
Because
top
he
role player.
yeah, because he wasn't as good as the other players.
Yeah,
That's
but
when
they're
people
different.
go into
though.
a role
They're
playing.
different. They're different.
Yeah, for the role that was in.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's an interesting point.
yeah. I just Modric's a joke.
Modric
not
is
I
a
actually
joke.
think I actually think he's I think his overall maybe I don't think underrated. I think he is properly rated to be honest, but
I don't know where I stand on the overrated, underrated. I think he's just he's kind of
He has the respect he deserves.
yeah.
I mean, this
Yeah.
properly rated thing makes it tricky.
It does.
Yeah, it
That's
does.
the whole
It
point,
does,
though.
to
You
be
have to
fair,
debate
yeah.
it.
So I'm still solid on my opinion. I have to say.
So he was all going overrated on me. Did you say
I
overrated?
didn't say I haven't given my opinion yet.
I think I said he's.
I don't
I'm
think
still waiting for someone to put 3 midfielders ahead of him the last 5 or 10 years. But anyway,
I don't think he's. I do think he's overrated because the Ballon d'Or.
yeah, because he shouldn't have won.
That debate's fair.
But
I don't know. I think as a player, he's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, he's top. He's top. Yeah,
I'm
Modric is unbelievable. Lads.
Yeah, he is unbelievable. IMO.
He is unreal.
But if a player in the Premier League won the World Cup and 3 Champions Leagues in a row, you'd be like, they're class, I think. But you don't watch him week in, week out is
Yeah.
one thing. Like, the fact he did that is, like, no matter what, it's sick. Like, how many players haven't done that?
He's 5 Champions Leagues, not 3. He's 5 or 6 Champions Leagues, doesn't he?
Modric.
Yeah.
When do you win a World Cup?
Or sorry, I meant getting to the
He
final.
said Ballon d'Or.
But like
Or
from
he
his
said Ballon d'Or.
position, even like say Roy Keane did that, got Ireland to a final. We'd be like, he's the best player to ever have happened. Like
Actually,
he done that with Ireland and won that with United. Like
he's actually making a good point. I know we were talking about team
That
accolades,
is a
but
good
like
point.
go through the best midfielders we've watched. Your Xavi's and all. Xavi won the Champions League once or twice. Scholes, the boys won it twice.
Yeah,
Modric
but, then,
has like
but that's
five-
not just
five-
no. I
five
know
or
what you're
six.
coming from, but that's not just because of Modric.
You got
so you
Cristiano
you know what I
Ronaldo
mean?
in your
You got
team as
Ronaldo
well,
on your
man.
team there. Like
Like,
you got to
the
debate
best player
that.
of all time.
But that Barca team are the best team ever. People would say.
Yeah, but then it becomes a sticky scenario. Like that's a sticky.
That's all I'm saying.
scenario.
No one's naming better midfielders than him.
It's a sticky
So.
scenario.
It's a good point,
yeah, I know.
Gary.
Yeah,
You put me on the spot there. I should have been more prepared, but I will do my research. I said 10 years and today. I still wouldn't put him in today. So 10 years ago would have been 2013, which is a good time that he should have been in
I
around
think
there.
today he is still in the best midfield three, surely. Right now, like
You
who
better
Nah,
kill
not
him.
right
who'd you
now.
put in
We're
ahead?
not running around him.
Not right now. Are you asking him the question that?
Oh no,
you're
no.
asking
I
him
mean, sorry. Even you putting Bellingham in, I don't even think he's ahead of him. Like, but Modric is a joke. Like,
Will Casemiro not eat him alive now?
no.
I'm playing
Like,
devil's advocate.
We literally we thought everyone saying how great Casemiro is now. Like, oh, look how good he is. And when you put him back in that Real Madrid team, he's not that. He's dwarfed by the other players around him. So he goes into a role-playing role. So you arguing that a role player is better than a super, like a top player on that team?
but I do think they're different though. Like I know they're playing different positions, but they are different.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is when Casemiro came out, people were like, "Jeez, you didn't realize how good he was with the ball."
Yeah.
It's because he didn't stand out technically in that team or in that type of play.
I know what
So
you
does
mean,
that not prove that the other midfielders he's with are far superior technically players than him?
Different roles.
I think it is a different role, but I know where you're coming from though. Yeah,
As in, he's playing a different role in
he's
United.
playing. Yeah, I know. Like he's very like in Real, it's like feed the lads. Now like, he has no choice though.
Feed the lads.
Yeah, but he's not going to go and go feed Fred.
Yeah, but
Now
the
he
lads
has to
being-
break line. Now he has
Yeah.
to zip passes in. Like he needs to be tops playing forward. Like it's a different style
I mean,
altogether.
feed the lads was feed Ronaldo and Benzema. I'd say like Cruz and Modric.
But I mean, people talk about that midfield. It was Casemiro the destroyer, and the other two were like the
Facilitators and progressors.
Now Casemiro
Yeah, well,
is actually
like the-
proving that he can do pretty much all of it. Technically, he's very
I
good.
actually just can't take that logic. That doesn't make sense to me.
I'm not arguing that Casemiro is
Yeah.
better than Modric.
How he was. No, but like I've said, like he was not talked about as a. I know he was a great midfielder, but he wasn't talked about as a great like passer and all these other things because he didn't stand out. Because there was better players in that area than him.
But
So I don't
that's
know how you
because-
can argue he's better
That's
than
because Modric and
Cruz.
Cruz
was that?
are better than Bruno and Fred. No. So
I just think-
he's gonna stand out more if Bruno and Fred are beside him than if Cruz and Modric are. We're comparing Cruz and Modric to Bruno and Fred rather than comparing Casemiro to Cruz and Modric.
No, I compare Modric to Casemiro because when he was in the team with them.
But they're different positions. So Casemiro's still the same position.
Yeah.
But he has Bruno and Fred in front of him now instead of Modric and Cruz.
So you already has to do
So
more.
he has to do more. Yeah.
And then he's like, what?
So obviously he's gonna
That's
stand out more.
But Gary's argument is that
I get what you're saying, but I don't know.
Gary's argument is that Modric in this case is that good that Casemiro gets put back in his place, like as a role player.
Yeah.
So it doesn't.
Corny. Yeah. That's
It doesn't even need.
Yeah.
Like, but
But
that's
he
just how good Modric is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That a player as good as Casemiro doesn't have to progress the ball as much
Yeah.
because of how good Modric and Cruz are.
Yeah, I think we're making the same point here.
Yeah,
Because
but right. So something similar to that then, like the likes of Benzema. Benzema currently, to most people, is the best striker in the world, but he just played role to Ronaldo. But
he
like
still
that's
But he did, yeah.
yeah. It's kind of the same argument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So if you put like that prime Ronaldo back in, Benzema would go back again.
But they're the
So if
same
you put
position. That's like.
He's arguing how good Modric is.
Oh, I'm aware. That's
Yeah.
the thing. I'm aware how good Modric
And
is.
I think
Oh, no, but
with
it's-
Benzema was a
Sorry,
top
originally
centre-forward at 19.
It was because you said your current midfield three. Now you went, oh, Casemiro, Bellingham thing. Oh, but I think Modric goes in ahead of the two of them straight away.
but,
I think he's better than
I'm
Bellingham.
not playing Modric in the six.
Yeah,
Oh,
correct. That's my argument.
So my debate would be.
Oh, well,
like
a
a
comparison
Okay,
is
a
Modric
functional
and
mid-
Cruz.
Yeah,
Cruz
sorry,
against
that
Bruno
should have been
and Fred.
clarified maybe.
I think.
Okay,
that's
so
the
then
comparison.
let's say with Casemiro, who else is in the current midfield three then? I don't think Bellingham is better than Modric.
I'd have De Bruyne in it. I would have Bellingham in
Bruyne
it.
definitely.
De
Purely
Bruyne
'cause
can't
I-
even get a game with City now. De Bruyne
What? De Bruyne?
he hasn't started the last like 4 games. So.
De Bruyne.
Lads, he literally hasn't started the last like 4 or 5 games for City.
I'm definitely having De Bruyne
He-
in there.
Literally, I'm not even joking. Pep has dropped him.
Surely Modric
I'm
has
still
been dropped
having De
for 4
Bruyne in
games.
there.
Yeah, I agree. He's top side.
If Modric played for City, he'd get dropped the odd time because Pep just drops everyone. That's my argument. I'm going around and roundabouts this.
Yeah.
No, I'd say, Gary, you made some good points there. Maybe it's my naivety on Modric. Just my gut said a little bit overrated on that basis. Probably
If
needs to do
Borg
my
just
own
allowed us to say
research.
perfectly rated.
Nah.
Perfectly underrated.
I think.
Any quick fire wants to finish?
As a see, I didn't give my opinion on Modric.
Good one, it's a good
Funny thing is, I was debating it because I love Modric as a player, but the Ballon d'Or thing did annoy me though. Not that
Yeah, I get what you mean. But
like just because that. Let's say he didn't do anything in the World Cup, all of a sudden it's like he's not even in the debate. I would say. Do you know what I mean? Why are things like
yeah,
that?
That's
silly.
sense.
That's silly
Right,
stuff.
Yeah.
So, based on Ballon d'Or, overrated. Based on just as an overall player, I think now everyone, because he's, I hate when people do this, at the glorified 37, because he's a joke at 37. But everyone's like, oh, look how good he is. Ronaldo's, don't get me started with the whole Ronaldo thing in the Premier League, but I'm going to say at a technical point of view, when you actually watch him details-wise, I'd say he's a little underrated as a footballer.
Oh.
But as the
Yeah.
hype and the 37 and the Ballon d'Or, slightly overrated. So I'm going to sit.
In the
What
mishmash.
gets us out of this?
No, that's summarised it there until he said what gets us out of this. In my opinion, I agree with. what
So
he
is the
said.
Ballon d'Or what puts you kind of you
Technically,
on?
as a footballer, he's slightly underrated, but in the world of
Yeah.
football, he's been slightly overrated.
So it's
because of his
perfectly right.
achievements. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but we can't say that. So what did you say? You said overrated. You said overrated. You said underrated.
You said over.
I said no. I
Oh,
was stuck in between the two. So to get us out of this, because you said underrated, I'm gonna have to say
You're
overrated.
Yeah.
So
Good
we're
choice.
overrated.
It's a hill
I
I'll
had to
die
sway
on.
that way. I had to sway that way.
Yeah, it's a good hill, Gary. I say now. It's like I won the battle, but I didn't win the war.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
No. The argument was
I got
actually.
an ill feeling taste now. If I'm being honest with you. Yeah,
We sound like we're disrespecting these lads.
yeah,
We're just we're not.
yeah.
Don't
I don't mean
know,
to do
we're
that.
debating.
Yeah.
We're debating.
I just went off the gut, and it's important that you explain it.
Yeah, quick fires. Dairy milk,
Underrated.
Underrated,
underrated. Thank you. Apple Watches,
overrated.
overrated.
Oh yeah, I don't probably use all the features on, to be honest. So
Overrated.
yeah, overrated. Yeah, I think so. But I'm still gonna get.
Chris Brown, overrated.
Yeah.
The most overrated artist of all. He goes
I
right.
like him.
He does his bits right. We all know the history. We won't cancel him. Right. We move on. He does about 1 million gigs. Everyone's like, oh my God, can't wait for Chris Brown. Where has he been for the last 20 years?
Yeah.
And where is he going to be in the next 5 years? His music is all right.
Is it even all right? Like.
Is it even? I don't even know a song he's released in the last 5 years.
Yeah, no,
Overrated
yeah.
is actually. Can we have a Richter scale on this? He is top of the overrated pile. And all these breezy boys going to the gig, given that that need to be cancelled.
Right. Drake.
Nah,
Overrated
I might have to open the can of worms.
in the society.
Underrated.
In the society, overrated.
underrated.
Music, good. But that's all it is.
I agree. I'd say overrated. I'm a Drake fan. Overrated.
I like Drake. I like the music. I like a lot of music.
I
But
think I'd
as an
lean that
overall,
way.
his collective albums, no, I'm like me.
100%. If you compare it to a
Kendrick or
Lamar,
something like that. And again,
100%.
you need to be into that though. That's the thing.
Yeah, I'd
But-
have-
He appeals to the masses because he plays to the sound of the social, which
The-
again
the-
makes him good, and
The
he
Chris
plays the
Brown
game.
thing is really getting under my skin, I'd say.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought he
that
was-
frustrated the life
I
out of
thought
me
he
now.
was dust until like.
He has 11 counts against him.
Oh no, yeah, but I didn't realize he played it in Ireland, didn't he, recently?
Yeah, he's played
Yeah.
again, and everyone was like dying for tickets. I don't understand it, and he just brings up women on the stage, and everyone's like, "Oh, please be me." Do me a favor, man.
Also, if that was a man doing that to a woman on stage, I'd be questioning
This stuff.
It is.
What did you?
It is a man doing.
No. Like if a woman brought up a man, is that what you're saying?
Sorry, the reverse. The
Yeah.
reverse.
Ooh,
The
no, reverse.
The
A
reverse.
woman
sorry.
doing it to a man.
Yes, the reverse.
I would. No, I think.
I think that has happened, but
think
yeah, I
that
don't know.
would
I think it does happen. Megan
think-
the Stallion's
Yeah,
definitely
I
done
think that would
And
definitely.
also, if Chris Brown was a 2 out of 10, he'd be cancelled.
that. 100%. Then that's a straight fact.
That's
That's a straight fact, and that's a problem.
That was like, do you remember your man years ago, the like
that
model
actually
looking
is a
fella? He
problem.
was getting out with jail. Do you remember that years ago?
Yes, with the little teardrop in his eye.
Yeah, yeah.
I do
Yeah.
remember that.
He's a model now.
That's what we're saying.
Oh, what was he before that? Was he not a model? Oh no,
No, he was a criminal. Yeah, literally, he was a criminal.
You got out of jail. It was his mum.
Just because he's a stud, like. And in fairness,
Oh yeah,
you know,
then
he is
became
a
model.
stud, but stud does not eliminate past. And everyone's like, "Oh, we'll move on." Which, so you know, some people are young, make mistakes, silly stuff happens. I don't condone anything like that, but it happens, right? No, I'm not saying him. I'm saying in general. But you can't just pick and choose who you cancel and be like, right, him, him, yeah, him, no, cancel him. Don't like him. It's poor. Can't do that.
100%.
Can't do that.
Stephen
It's
Kenny.
scandalous.
Stephen Kenny.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
Underrated.
I think he's underrated. Yeah,
Yeah, I'd probably lean that way as well.
you're gonna say overrated, aren't you?
Yeah.
Kenny's kids.
No.
I get why you would say it. Like, are you going to say because he's kind of like just getting so much time that is like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't think any other manager in the history of
They play
football.
much better football now.
yeah, that's the
They
one
don't.
we do.
Oh,
They
they
don't.
do.
They don't. They get beaten
100%
by.
they do.
Yeah,
beat
we
us.
might get beaten, but the problem was right.
It's not good football.
It's better.
It's easier
It
to
is.
watch.
Oh,
I
it
can
is,
actually sit
Kinger.
through an Ireland
It's not.
game.
I'd
I can't.
100%
I
is.
can't. sit
Do you
through
not
it.
remember how bad they used to be?
I know how bad we are now,
We used to just launch it to the other team.
and we win the odd game. Now we just lose.
See, that's the problem. This is my biggest issue with Irish football. We were lumping it and we were getting results, right? And everyone's like, "That's awful. That's awful. Get rid of that." We bring in someone who's like, "Right, let's bring in the young lads. Let's progress them." Right, we're not winning games. What do you want?
100%.
You need to give them time. Like, I know he's gotten his time, but look at the standard of this team. I'm not looking at everyone and go, someone in that team and go, he is going to win us this game.
Irish
I'm looking at
fans
Michael
are
Obafemi
as
to win us a
poisonous
game.
as-
He doesn't want to play for our 21s.
But you
When he
can't.
was 7.
You can't develop players by playing them. How many times do internationals play? 6 times a year. They don't develop in international football. They develop in club football.
Yeah, that's a good
And then
point.
you just throw them
unless
into
unless
whatever.
they are
Yeah,
playing.
but there's
So
no
you
one
have
else.
Yeah, so you have to work with what you have.
Yeah.
So if you have shit players, you have to play a certain way.
Oh, I get what you mean.
Yeah, but if we camped, which we do against better teams, the likes of Portugal, and we catch them,
Yeah.
we were 1-0 up, and we were very unfortunate to lose that game because
Because we-
Ronaldo.
Because we play it a different way. The way. Not
But
to
it
shoot
was a
them.
much
We
better
went that way.
counter-attack.
But it was
style.
a style. It used to just be kick and hope.
No,
Not
it wasn't.
Kinger.
It was
No,
poor.
I'm
It
having
was
none
so
of that,
bad.
man.
No, I'm having none of that.
It was poor.
It wasn't.
It was poor.
No.
We were horrendous.
So
to
that
watch.
Portugal.
We are horrendous to watch.
I don't think we're anywhere near as bad.
I won't watch us tomorrow.
Yeah,
Exactly.
playing thing.
Exactly.
But I would if I was available. Yeah.
I won't. And I'm not available.
I watch
won't.
more of the
I
games
wouldn't.
now. Like I'd watch.
I'll watch France because I want to see Mbappe.
No, I think Irish fans can be very, very cynical. It's like,
No.
pick what you want.
Yeah, I think
So
Irish fans think they deserve way more than what they
No,
get.
I think it's the arrogance of playing shit players a certain way. You can't play shit players and turn them into good players. You have to work with what you have, I think.
I think they're working with what they have way more efficiently now, though.
I don't think so at all.
So
You got
so
beaten
let's
by-
say we
like,
camp and
we're
Well,
doing
what's
shite.
the counter argument? You go back to
You
Kick
do
and
what
chase.
you have to do to compete, whatever way you
Right,
play
so
to your
now
strengths.
our-
So let's say we
now-
have a Benny who's quick on the break. Use him on the break.
but that's what
Let's
we
say
do.
you
we
have-
do that against top teams.
Yeah, but we're getting beaten by poor teams.
That's because they camp against us and we don't have the quality to break them down. And that's just the way it is.
But
You're
you have
relying
to
on
find
Evan
a way- no, but
Ferguson
you have to
now,
find a
who's
way to beat
18.
them. That's not like you can't just. No, you have to find a way to beat. There's a way.
I know what you mean, to get results.
So
But like, I don't know where to look
You
at.
have to
would
use
probably
what you
be-
have.
So
is my
like,
argument.
the counter attacking style, obviously against the better teams, but against them teams, what we would have done traditionally would have been like proper 2 men up top.
But we're still
getting it
shy
into
against the shy teams.
That's what I mean. Oh, sorry, that's what I mean. So we're playing against them teams that camp. We've tried to keep the ball more and break them, but we don't have the someone to
We don't
unlock
have
it.
the-
We
we don't
don't
have the-
have like a creative
Yeah.
midfielder say to unlock it. So the better way to do it would traditionally would have been to like basically up and at them, get it forward quickly, run like into channels before our team even has time to get set up. But I just couldn't.
We just don't have that, though.
I didn't like to watch that.
I think we play a much better brand, but we lack an arrow's head.
No, I don't like the brand. I don't.
What do you not like about it?
Just knocking it around. It's barber football, like you said.
Barbershop football.
It
I think,
doesn't-
I think that's
much better
yeah.
now, I'd say.
no.
Now I'm going off the last 3 games that I saw. Now I'm not expecting to beat Belgium, France, Portugal,
It's
England.
more losing to the
like losing to
Luxembourg.
Luxembourg
losing to
is a kick in the
Luxembourg.
teeth.
Who was
I'm
your
not
team we
going to
lost to?
dispute that.
We lost someone else poor.
Someone
Or
must.
could Qatar not beat us now?
Someone must.
Estonia. No, it wasn't Estonia. I know Luxembourg beat us 1-0. That was like the
I think
the
that's
catalyst.
more shot. I think is it not arrogance of us to just assume we can beat these teams that have progressed more in football than we have in 30 years?
100%.
I watched that Luxembourg game. Luxembourg weren't bad.
And I was at the
Luxembourg were
Azerbaijan
not
beat
bad.
us. Well, was it Azerbaijan? Who was it? I was at the game.
Telling you now.
People look into
I was
rankings very quickly and stuff. I watched that Luxembourg game. They were well organised. They had your man who scored the goal
Armenia.
he could punish.
Yeah.
And he did.
Yeah, it's like Iceland when they beat England in the Euros. I mean, why do, especially Ireland of all countries,
Ignorance.
have this ignorance and arrogance to think that they should be hopping off teams and because they're watching Premier League football every week and they're supporting like Liverpool and Man United.
But we're not. Yeah, we're not like a.
It's mad stuff, man.
I don't. Yeah, I think other countries have progressed more in football than we have in the last.
I definitely
Whatever.
think, King, actually, this is probably where I'm coming at. I think the long-term benefit of playing a better brand is the return on investment is much better for the short-term hits.
No, if it was a better brand, I would agree with you. But I think it's a false sense of better brand by media. I don't think it's a better brand at all. I haven't seen anything better. It's a different brand, but I don't think it's better.
Do you think better is like visually better or better as in getting better results or being more appropriate to get
It's not more
results?
enjoyable.
I would say it is because it's the way I would like football being, but that's my opinion,
What?
man.
What is it? What's enjoyable about it?
It's more possession based and that's a more proactive than reactive. That's
It's more possession based, but it's deep. They never
yeah.
progress it. I don't think.
I think that's because they don't have the quality, but I think the brand is more proactive, and that's kind of what I'd like to watch
Yeah,
personally.
But I'd like it if it was progressive, for example.
Yeah.
Is progressing the football in possession-based style not the
No,
single
I-
hardest thing to do in football?
Well, create chances. I like teams that create loads of chances. That's what I define a good team. Not
Really?
a team that knocks it around the back. Yeah, team that creates loads of chances.
No matter what way, like
No matter
if
what way.
it's-
Yeah, chances.
Yeah, that's
Chances
that's
score.
probably that's just a different opinion. I'd be
Yeah, chances
More
win games. But then again, yeah, I think it'd be a short-term play to go back to what we were.
I think there's a place for knocking it around, but when you're 1-0 up,
Mm.
I think it's defending with the ball.
I don't think you can just flip between it though. I don't think we could be like that
I think. Yeah.
front going team, getting the ball forward, getting chances, then go 1 up and go right now we'll keep it.
Yeah,
I don't think
got that in us.
in modern football you can flip between that anymore. I think you have to stick to. There's probably too much of that where people are so regimented in their way, and that's kind of their downfall as well. I don't know,
I don't know. I just see that as like defending when you're just knocking it around.
but that's
Like the way we play is like defending, and it's 0-0
Oh.
you're home to Armenia,
Yeah,
and you're basically defending when you have the ball. If that makes sense.
But I think it's because like the Armenia actually play really low blocks against teams like Ireland.
So let them have it for a bit and see what they do with it, and then catch them on the break.
I don't think it's as easy
but
as
if we
that.
just give it to them, they'll just
They're just gonna
counter
give it
attack
back
on
to
us
or
and then give it back to us.
Yeah, I don't think it's as easy as that. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think
but
they'll keep
I
the
don't
ball.
know
I
like-
thought
how
about
they
that
got anywhere
before.
from just knocking it around the back either.
My argument is right. If players are coached, bred, and brought through from 15s to the first team with that brand, that the long term game was that the quality players will be there to progress the ball into the next phases.
But I don't think it's changed underage. I think we're getting into a whole new can of worms.
That's
from a
the
lovely
problem.
game
Yeah,
underage
then it
now.
goes into an underage structure of
yeah.
like
But it's not always
playing
been
a
the
certain
problem.
way.
The Irish underage teams have played a certain brand, and the
Mhm.
first team has never been near it,
Yeah.
and there's been a big disjoint in that.
yeah, huge,
But
huge.
I'm saying, yeah, the underage teams are doing all right. Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Some good players.
But what's the point in them playing a more proactive possession-based style, and then our first team not trying a somewhat more proactive way of playing?
Yeah, no, I agree. Everyone should be on the same page.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, just to kind of
But
tie
I-
this in
yeah.
together, you don't agree at the moment that the current style, it's a different style, but you don't
Yeah.
agree that it is the style we should be moving forward
I
with.
don't believe it's a better or more entertaining style in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I think that's just pretty like everyone likes different ways of
I think it is
Viewing or watching.
poison to watch.
What
Like
do
Van Gaal.
Honestly, I think it's
Yeah.
so perfect example. It's like Van Gaal.
what do the underage teams play system wise these days? And is it all similar?
Like as in
Irish underage teams. What do they play? The generic was a 4-3-3, wasn't it? That we were building
like
around
I
that for
watched-
years and years.
I
I
think it is
watched
still
the 17s game they qualified in, and like it was a 4-3-3, but then there was kind of clever bits where they put in the centre mid's right full, and he actually stayed narrow, and they pushed the left full on really high, and then like I think they had a box then at one stage. Like although it was a 4-3-3, it's like a variation. It generally is a 4-3-3 though,
Okay.
isn't
And
it?
the whole argument was that we play 4-3-3, 4-3-3, 4-3-3. And it just turns out we've got 3 good young centre halves, and we just play a 3-5-2 with the Irish first team.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah. I wouldn't be big on just at the same formation the whole way
Yeah.
up. I don't, it doesn't really make sense to me because formations change.
And also, Gaffer's
comes-
going to change.
And what
And then just changes the whole system. So what do you keep changing every time the first team manager changes? It's not going to work.
So
You
when
can't progress a
Conte-
team like that.
It's like when Conte won the league with thing, everyone went to a back three for like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
was
what
mad
do
for
you
him.
always say? Principles over principles over systems.
Systems, yeah.
Yeah,
Be adaptable.
principles last forever. Systems are short term.
Mm-hmm. Top players can play in any system. Are we
Back
producing
to
enough
Kenny
top
then.
players?
So what? We with the two.
I think he's underrated, but Kinger's obviously you're fairly strong in the overrated.
Yeah, I think he's overrated.
What do you say?
Underrated. I think
I
Ireland
said
is
underrated
a
as well.
much better place now.
I said underrated as well. So 3-1. So it was a waste like 10 minutes.
It was a good conversation though.
Yeah,
That was
good.
in quick fire, you know that?
Yeah,
From
but that was a good
Modric-
debate though. That was good.
from
That was
Modric
worth it. That was worth it.
Yeah,
Those conversations are important.
it was a good one, Kinger.
Right, you just have to give one each quickly, and then they have to be quick.
Short term. Oh, sorry. Cocoa Pops.
Oh, so underrated.
Underrated. Yeah.
Underrated, yeah,
So
underrated.
I
Spice
bought-
bags.
Oh, do you know what? I love a spice bag. I think they're overrated though, for what they actually are. It's just
Yeah.
chicken, chips, and
The
split spice.
inconsistency freaks me out. I'm gonna say overrated.
Yeah.
Oh, from shop to shop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
overrated.
geez, when you get it right. Oh
Yeah, when they get it
Yeah,
right,
that's fair,
it's and they are lethal, but they are overrated by the greater masses. Like I'm a huge Nando's fan. I think it's overrated though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the way people, I
Yeah.
love Nando's. I would
I get
preach
what you
it,
mean,
but
yeah.
they're kind of
I hear you.
overrated by the masses.
I hear you.
No, it's definitely an interesting one.
It's fallen like 50 times.
But the whole thing was that it's your opinion. It's not the masses' opinion.
Yeah. Well, that's that.
Yeah,
Alright.
That's that.
you've been fighting with that mic all night, Kinger.
I know, yeah. I think it's this button that I'm pressing.
And your hair.
Stop
You
pressing.
just look like you're out of bed.
You
I think
flick
it's
it
'cause I
around a
keep
lot.
playing with it,
You
yeah.
flick it around a lot,
It's
yeah.
quite long now. We haven't had that long in a while.
Ever.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think I've ever had it this long, and I'm gonna keep going.
I
on the
like
top.
it.
I'm gonna keep going on the top, see where it goes.
Could you slick it
And I
straight
might
back?
start putting stuff in it and stuff.
Could
Nah.
you slick it straight back, could you? I reckon you could.
Man. Bit of Brill cream.
Yeah.
Definitely
Nah,
straight slick
not
back.
like a slick back, but like something along those lines of like
Garnacho.
over there somewhere. Yeah. No,
Garnacho.
just a little tidy, little neat and tidy, because it's always just like this or like this. And I get a
Oh, yeah.
picture-
Go the other way.
I get a picture with someone and it's like that. That is the
Go the-
worst photo.
Go the way you were stoling it there a second ago.
Which way? This way?
The other way.
This way?
Yeah, I think that. Ooh.
Yeah, it's
That's
very
the
nice.
approach I'm
Can
going.
you show me?
Look at that.
That's the
Yeah,
approach
it's a
I'm going.
video. It's
Yeah,
a video.
No, I'm
it's
gonna,
nice.
and powder or something in it. I'm gonna put
Yeah.
powder in it. That's
Yeah.
what
But yeah,
powder.
powder. Yeah, and
Bit of
fade that
powder, so
boy.
nothing major, just little fade. And
powder.
it's alright, yeah.
A bit of wind will kick it. It should be powder with some hairspray on it.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
See, I've never ever in my life put anything in my hair.
Really?
Never. I put gel in when I was like 9.
Yeah.
It's
Didn't we
very
all?
good for your hair if you don't use any product
Really?
that long. Oh yeah, definitely.
But the problem is I end up like that. Genuinely, I've had many pictures on a night out with my hair like that or something.
You
stupid
actually have a
like
nice
that.
head of hair on you.
yeah, he does. 100%.
Thanks.
Yeah.
On the bald spot, but we won't show that on the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've
You
had it
show
since I was
that.
like 8.
Shift
really?
that to the
Interesting.
right.
Yeah.
Use some powder
Yeah.
and hairspray.
Fade that boy, and it's lovely.
Well,
Maybe 10 out of 10.
Yup.
Yeah.
Right.
right, is that us?
Yeah, it's us, yeah.
See ya.
Yeah.
You.
Bye bye.
Thanks for watching. Listen. You.